But
like,
man. I didn't know that.
that was one of the first things that popped out. I was like, yo, say a word. This guy's got battles get views.
Now I haven't battled in a while, so that's dope. I didn't know that.
I mean, the other version of it is you haven't battled for a while and they weren't getting clicked on, which is much not as good. So I'd say you're in a great one. No, to me, it's cool though. Like, I think that's how it is, and you probably have people who come back and like rewatch this shit. Like they're like classic battles to people, or like, you know, the way they set up this site, you click through people because you can go through the opponents. So it's got like this organic system built into it.
I wouldn't be surprised if, like, in the near future, like, essentially, we are like what's considered like the pioneers of like battle rap, because that gets, but like people start believing that this is the beginning of battle rap instead of like knowing, you know, but like it, technically speaking, it is the beginning of like modern battle rap, you know. And yeah, we are the pioneers
or
of
like
that
structure.
shit.
Like you could argue that like
Structured.
Yeah, because like it goes from, if you, I mean, I've talked to a few people. I'm not gonna pretend like I know a lot, but you listen to other regions, and it goes from being something that's very regionalized, in the way that sports may have been regionalized at first with a lot of house rules, and everywhere has their own house rules, to all of a sudden now there are like terms and conditions that people from anywhere can agree upon on a standard thing. Things like how long is the rounds going to be, how many rounds, how much is the bag worth. But all these things got established over some level of bureaucratic process, and that is a super fair statement to say that standardizing battle rap into like the modern format is a hella big accomplishment.
We ushered it in. I would say that.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. And I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, you know, and like a whole young generation of kids grow up on, you know, because like I see it from, and I'm pretty sure you did too, like where like I look at some of my fans throughout the years and I'm like, yo, I had some fans start out real young, like fucking kids, like hitting me up like 10, 12, you know, 11, like, and then like I see them essentially grow up through my Facebook news feed, you know, and then they become battlers. So like, yeah, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if like in the future it's even like, more so like that, and it's its own subculture and thing.
But then if you got to add into the fact that from a, so like when you're like trying to like look back on it now, right? What really exists is YouTube. And there is a lot of stuff on YouTube for sure. But the way YouTube works is, unless you know what you're looking for, you're only going to get like the big shit from the history. So there's the people who made efforts to document whatever it is, but mostly you're getting shit with views, not like the real picture. And so like I notice a lot of people, like when they look back even on hip hop in New York and things like that, they're not aware of so many nuances of the experiences of you growing up with as rappers. So they get the what got as recorded history version of hip hop, and that it gets interpreted into their localized culture, versus people who lived it in some way and it was their life, you know? So in a lot of ways, people are kind of gonna have 2008 be like the start of battle rap, honestly, because what the fuck else exists? I mean, yeah, you might find Smack DVDs and shit, but it's been made clear to me that that shit's not really available the way it was, and we're gonna find fractions and fragments of that. And so the beginning of coherent battle rap, however anyone might like this or not, is gonna be like, you know, that like early 2006 to 8 YouTube videos, and then it gets organized. And that's, I don't see how it plays out differently, because your battle rap forums are not fun to comb through. So I don't know if people are really gonna do that.
Speak for yourself.
I mean, like,
but yeah. Nah, I don't think they're fun either. I don't think they're fun either, right?
But it's not even because they're battle rap forums, it's because they're forums.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not a fan either, right? But I also remember a point in my life when I was on forums every day. And there's people who still to this day are on forums every day. And it's just, it's baffling to me too, but it exists.
You guys remember like the hip hop game and all that? hiphopgame.com.
Yeah, I didn't go on there. I really used to do rap music and all hip hop for some weird reason.
Yeah, I used to fuck with that.
I mean, but let me tell you something. I was a part of fucking loudrecords.com, which was like one of the first, and we used to fucking text battle on there. That was like, I think the first text battling online, because that was like early in internet days. That was when like 2000, 2001, I think, 2002 maybe at latest. Like, so like, and there was no other way for us to communicate other than the forum. And the forum turned into like, yo, I got bars. Then that turned into like, yo, I'll battle you right now on this
Text battles is
text.
fun. Yeah, text battles is
So,
fun.
I mean, like, okay, so here's what I mean more. It's not that the content when you find the good shit isn't good. It's have you ever tried to find the good shit not knowing how to find the good shit in a forum? It is terrible. You just read a lot of nonsense. And then you click and you click. You're like... But I'm not saying like it's not good shit. Yo, if somebody went through all that and like put it together and made like a Twitter or something, there's money in that idea. That's all I'm saying.
Bet probably there is. Facts.
But that's still like super cool. So I guess the real question is at the end. So you're doing the battle rap thing. Why do you stop doing the battle rap thing?
A couple of different things. So one, it got boring.
That's a fair answer.
Yeah, it got really boring because, like I said, I did it to challenge myself, and just
you didn't feel challenged anymore.
Yeah, after a while, it just got boring. I got diagnosed with like it's like a rare condition called Santer's triad. Right now, I take shots like in my stomach, like a diabetic, but it's not for diabetes. Yeah, it's for Santer's triad. So this disease, I don't know if you can hear me. I sound congested, right? So this disease gives me nasal polyps. It makes my asthma bad, and it makes it gives me like hives and shit like that. So I couldn't perform the way I wanted to when this disease first started. So I had to figure out a way to deal with it. I had 2 surgeries to take the polyps out, but they grew back because of the disease. So the only other option I had was to try these shots. It's called Dupixent. So I started on these shots, and now the nasal polyps are gone. My asthma is controlled. I feel regular, like a regular person, like I felt before. So that was another reason why I stopped. My health was really bad. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't understand it. So I had to figure it out and see what this shit was. So that was another reason why I stopped. And that's another reason why I want to come back.
I was going to say, it sounds like you're thinking about coming back. Like, it sounds like you're in the mindset of like, I want to come back. I want to eat. I want to plate.
Just stop, bro. I had to get my shit together first. And then now that probably about 2 years ago, I started getting right. So I stopped battling in 2017. And in like 2019, I started like understanding my disease and what I needed to do. Even while I was still figuring it out, I still battled. I battled Adi Boom while I was going through that. I battled Rosenberg going through this. So I'm not even in the shape I was once in these battles. So now that I'm back, breathing right and just feeling a lot better, that's what I'm gonna say. But yeah, that was one of the reasons why I stopped. So it was a couple different reasons.
Yeah, that's huge. Like, all things considered, I did not expect that. I didn't know that. But that's like really like.
Let me tell you something. The first time I found out something was wrong with me, right? I was talking to a girl, and she was like, "Yo, why you talk holding your nostrils?" And I'm like, "I don't." And I didn't know that that's how I sounded because it's just nothing. I thought I had allergies. My shit was always leaking, so I didn't know. So when she said that, I was like, "Yeah, something's wrong." And I found out that that's what I had.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so now you just have to do. Well, I'm glad that there's the shots. I'm glad that there's something you can deal with it.
I'm glad that there's a way to deal with the condition.
This is new too. The medicine I'm on is new. It's not like the medicine I'm on was for fucking eczema. So they started using it on patients like me. And
yeah, yo.
happens, it works for us better than it works for people with eczema.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh man, it's like
there's a lot of stuff like that, right? Like that the doctors, there's so much that's unexplored. There's no, my mom had brain surgery. There's no like medicine for that. Like there's no pill you can take if your brain is hurting that will touch your brain. Like the only thing I would imagine that would maybe help is some marijuana. I tried to get my mom to like try some CBD shit and it just didn't work for her. But like it's just one of those things where like there's no medicine for that. The best thing that they could give you is Percocet, like all the like, you know, painkiller medicine that will regularly put you to sleep because it's in your body and it, you know, like does that to you. But like there's no pain medication for your brain, you know? And there's just a lot of things like this that medicine still hasn't like fixed or figured out.
Not only figured out about this medicine because I went on a Facebook group. There was times that I'm like, yeah, I can't deal with this shit, bro. This shit is just taking away quality of life, bro. This shit is not fun. I'm on steroids because of the asthma. I can't breathe through my nose because of the polyps. These shit's growing back every time I get surgery. I just like, yeah, I can't do this shit, bro. So I went into a group. I found a group of people on Facebook that's dealing with the same exact shit. And they said that medicine changed their life. So I ain't got nothing.
Nothing to lose. Yeah.
So I went and did that.
Yo, blessed communities, yo. That's why.
How often
that's
do you
why
have
the social world is like, for as much as people talk shit about where it's just like, oh, social media is like the worst ever. It's like, nah, it's not, yo. It like a lot of greatness happens online. It's just people focus on all the negative that happens to them. But like, there's so much positive that happens. That's a great example of it.
Yeah, for real though. Like I was gonna say, for everything, like when you said Facebook group, and now it's like leading to happy times. It's like I think a lot of people do forget that side of it, and that there is this whole other world of social media outside of ego that like is powerful. So even just sharing that's really cool. I mean, maybe somebody ends up hearing this one day and they're dealing with some shit, and they go on Facebook and they find some shit.
I'm glad that you even asked why I stopped, because a lot of people ask me that, and I never get to explain it like I want to, because I don't want to sound like I'm looking for pity. I don't want to sound like feel bad for me or nothing in that sense. You know what I'm saying? So I never really get into detail on why I stopped. So I just let them know one reason. I don't let them know the whole shebang about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I appreciate that you asked that. So people who do know me want to know. That's one of the reasons.
Yeah, but that's like, and honestly, at the end of the day, it's like it's a powerful statement on priority, right? Like, you should stop and deal with your health, like, because I think a lot of people don't know that. And I know it sounds super basic, but like I know people that don't care like that about their own health, or won't bother to check. So the fact that, and then you went that one step further, right? Like, because it isn't just that. You explored normal options, you're feeling away, but then you didn't just stop. You pushed forward and went past like conventional doctors and shit and found an alternate solution.
Specialist, yeah.
That like worked out.
Funny thing, right? So it's not funny, but look. So I was gonna get treatment a little earlier than I got it recently, because I got on one shot, right? So as soon as I got that shot, my insurance it ended. So I couldn't get any more shots. The medicine I'm on is $36,000 a year. So I couldn't get no more shots. My insurance was gone. I was working in the hospital. Then I wasn't on their insurance, so I didn't have insurance with them. So at that point, right? I'm like, damn, now what am I? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's when I went and got the other medicine. So you're saying that me not stopping to find more alternatives, you gotta just keep looking for it. If you're not dead, there's no reason for you to stop it. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's big.
You got breath in your lungs. You got an opportunity to change your circumstances.
Right, yeah. You're alive, bro. Do it. Go ahead, because you could. what I'm saying?
And you did. And now you're like, I'm hungry to come back to battle rap and take my place and eat.
Action, bro, action. And you know, it's funny. You see the tournaments going on, the King of the Dots and the Ultimate Madnesses. I got people that know me and love me, like, yo, bro, you supposed to. That's your fucking spot. Right? These niggas, they cannot fuck with you. I feel like that. You know what I'm saying? And I still feel like that right now. Like
all it takes is one comeback battle in the right league with the right people watching, and you could absolutely get invited to those tournaments.
I know that for a fact. I'm not worried about talent. It's just the better look. The look. Just the right look.
Yeah.
So I know back in the day, music wasn't a priority. But I also know I heard the 2-piece remix featuring Pax and listen to, was it what, a 3-minute verse too or something crazy? I mean, now that you're like, I don't know if it was like a full through. It was long ass verse though. Like, you know what? But now that you've like told me your story and you're like, fuck his songwriting, I just want to do bars, blah blah. And I'm like, oh, say word, it makes sense. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, it sounds banging. That's a banging tune. Right. And then your other track came out, and I'm like, say word. You know, we were talking about the house and shit, and I'm like, yo, that has a little bit of that feel to it. Maybe a little house snuck into that current when you got on Spotify and shit, right? So that like ties way back into your young days, which is crazy to me when you said that right away. But then it's like, so there's a little bit of music popping around right now, and I heard Littyyy Bro Pax, so I'm assuming Flacko's like, nah, I'm not done with you. Psst, not done with you at all.
Yeah, so yeah, go ahead.
I guess it was just a segue into, so is music more of a priority these days?
I ain't gonna lie, man. Being around Flacko, he just brings like a I'm not gonna say the child out of me, but he brings like, yo, we older, but let's have fun too, like adult fun. Like don't be fucking boring, bro. And that's the vibe I get with him. So when I'm with him, it's just super easy and fun to do music with. And I have friends like that, and he's one of them guys that I could just easily make a song with. He'll let me be myself. He's not worried about like, bro, you can't say this or you can't do that. Like, nigga, I'll fuck with you with how you are and what you do and who you are. So music right now, yeah, I have some songs that I haven't put out yet, but I've been doing more music now than ever in my life. And fucking with Flacko, he got me into it a little more than I normally was. So yeah.
I always found the challenge was making albums. If you want a challenge.
Say that again.
I always found the challenge isn't in songwriting individually. It's making a cohesive project, a big like an album. You want a challenge? Make 13 fucking tracks that can slap in a row. That's a challenge.
I got you.
Yeah.
And then I promise.
That's tough. That's a fucking challenge. Yeah.
Challenge. Yeah, it is.
You can make 13 songs, but not 13 slaps.
But then you have to be able to come through, and all the choruses have to be some shit that motherfuckers might sing, because you got to think about the live show. Now, as much as making songs is not my favorite, well, sometimes it's fun. You go to a fucking place, and it happened to me one time, and they sing your fucking chorus at you, my guy. That's an energy that's drugs that like is good. Super drugs. Super good drugs.
Super drugs.
Right.
It's the feeling of battle rap, like amplified as fuck.
Yeah, I make music. I don't do battle rap, but I've been rapping since 2012. My very first show, this happened to me. It was the only time it happened to me.
Dope.
I can't say it happened. It's on YouTube and shit, so I'm very happy to bring it up when I can. But like, yeah, but I do the chorus, and they're like fucking singing it by the end of this is my like fucking first set ever and shit. And I'm like, yo, man, after that, you're addicted. You're chasing that dragon for the rest of your life is the truth of it.
Yeah.
But I did like hip hop karaoke, which is a cheat code because motherfuckers are gonna sing that. There's no like lyrics. You gotta just spit it like it's your track. But yo, you singing like Ludacris and shit. Motherfuckers is singing with you. Very good feelings and stuff. So like, I don't know, man. That like vibe is something special to pursue if you want a different kind of challenge.
Definitely different challenge.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a fucking challenge for sure. I know I'll have some trouble with that, but yeah, like you said, that's challenging.
Hey man, you got a little bit of a cheat code over here. I'll definitely be a helping hand. You know what I mean?
Right hands right there. If anything.